Is it going to come on the screen? We're on.
Well, here we are again, mate. Right into it. Caught me out, by the way.
You've really missed those beers, haven't you?
The
He's back.
the Gingy and Foxy and NRRRL wrap after an exciting weekend of final series round 2,
Yes.
elimination final on Saturday,
Yes.
followed by the major semi on Sunday. Obviously, there's going to be a hell of a lot to talk about tonight. We've got a lot to get through. I've already got your message to be short, sharp, and sweet.
Short and
I'm
sweet.
definitely short. I am very sharp and sweet as they come. So, over to you, big fella.
Let's do it. Are we going to get straight into it?
Well, we can. As I said, we've got a lot to talk about.
Let's get straight into it.
Yeah, I just said that.
All right.
That's the second time. But anyway, just being repetitive. We are going to get straight into it here for the audience. We're going to start straight away. We're going to jump straight into our favourite segment, which is the weekend's roundup. And we're going to go around the ground.
Wasn't it a good weekend of footy?
Mate,
Let's kick it off with the minor semi-final down at Evans Head.
Can we start from 18s up?
You want me to start from 18s up?
Yeah,
All right.
or ladies league tag up
Ladies League tag up. Well, let's do it.
in both the finals series.
Okay, you mixed
So
up.
be mindful. Saturday was the elim final.
Elimination final down at Evans Head.
Top 4.
Top 4.
These two got through first week of semis.
Yes.
And then the loser goes out the back door.
Out the back door. Yep. Okay, so we'll kick it off with the Ladies League tag. And the Coogin Hornets beat the Lower Clarence Magpies 18-6 in the Ladies League tag.
The Hornets...
wrong game. No, that's the right game, yeah.
So
right.
the Hornets, mate, I'm here doing buttons up here. Look at this. Look, got to get it right. Mate, the Hornets are league tag specialists. I think they've been in the last 3 grand finals in a row. So they're pushing now to push through to the qualifying final, I think they call it.
Qualifying final, next week's round.
So well done to the Coogin ladies up there in the league tag. Well done.
Yep.
Congratulations. 18-6. Great victory. And it's a game now that goes to the losers are out, obviously, which were lower. So bad luck to lower. I actually tipped you guys. So
Good year, Lower.
well, yeah, it was actually a really good year for lower.
Yeah, so good victory there to Coogin. We'll move on to our next game, which is the ladies tackle, where the Evans Head Bombers defeated the Casino Cougars 38-10.
Oh, sorry, wrong. I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
I wrote it wrong.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, that's your fault this time. So the second team is the home team. No, that's all good. 38-10 to the Evans Head girls. They've been in pretty good form most of the season. I think they had a hiccup for the last 6 weeks, 5 weeks, sorry. And then they go into the final series, and they get their first win. So congratulations to the Evans Head girls through to the Elim final this weekend.
Yes, and we'll get into that a bit later. We'll move on to the under-18s. And this was a great game, this under-18s game. It was really close where the Bilamble Jets defeated the Tweed Seagulls 12-10.
Mate, to be totally honest, I tipped Tweed Seagulls. I think if you go back and look at last week, I thought they were specials, to be totally honest, to go through to definitely this weekend. So that's a... But in saying that, you witnessed Bilamble the week before, and so did I.
I thought you tipped Bilamble because...
I think I did.
The year before, Bilamble done exactly the same thing in the under-18s.
Well, you could be right. I think I did tip Bilamble. So, sorry, Tweed Seagulls. Tough shit, you're out. And Bilamble fly into the next round.
Yeah, great win there to the
Well done,
Bilamble Jets. We'll move on to the reserve grade where it was a great game. We were really waiting for this game, weren't we, after the two teams played last week? They looked impressive. And the Bilamble Jets come away with the win 18-6. You did tip Moolumbar.
I tipped Moolumbar, but I did say that Bilamble, the way they played the week before against Ballina,
we saw them over there.
Very quick team, smart around the park, great bunch of finishers, and they could create an upset, and that's exactly what they did. But I did tip Moolumbar.
You did tip Moolumbar.
I don't know why I went so heavy into Bilamble's game and then tipped the other team.
I know.
Because you know what I tipped it on? I literally tipped it on the size of the pack. So, as they say, it's not the size of the dog that wins the fight, it's the fight in the dog that wins or something like that.
They're two good reserve grade teams there that went out too. So,
yep.
Good win there to Bilamble. And, mate, we'll move on to the first grade game. The Evans Head Bombers and the Bilamble Jets, where the Bilamble Jets won 20-10.
Well, the only thing I'd say about that game, I'm pretty sure that I tipped Bilamble in that game. I'm really sure that I did.
You did, and I tipped Evans.
Harlan, the Bilamble coach, I'll send you my account details after the podcast tonight. Can you please make sure that it's full and transfer the right amount of money? Because if it wasn't for the games the week before, and I'm not saying that Bilamble won because of this, but I think it had a big factor to play. The number of injuries, from what I'm hearing, you had Kyle Kennedy that played for literally 5, maybe 10 minutes and then came off due to a hamstring injury from the week before. His brother, Lockie Kennedy, I think had a calf strain going into that game and didn't play at his best. And here's one for you. Shillo went to Bali.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was injured. He went to Bali.
Did you get the late mail, did you?
He went to Bali,
apparently.
So 3 players don't pay me for the trip to Bali, but because I didn't have anything to do with that one. But I hope Shillo's having a great time. But Evans Head were down 3 key players, potentially 4, I think, because I don't think Roy was 100%. So that being said, Bilamble, mate, they were really, really, really good. I thought after 15 minutes that was going to blow it to 40. But credit to Evans, they did try and fight back.
They just find a way to stay in the game, don't they?
I think Zachy Roberts went into that game carrying a pretty serious shoulder injury as well.
So, yeah, Bilamble move on to next week. And Evans Head, what a great year they've had, the Bombers. You know, they had their fair share of injuries this year, and they gave it a good crack. They were up there for a good time. And
when you said out the back door.
You said out the back door.
You did.
Okay.
You did. Yeah. So there you go, Bombers. But it wasn't Benji. It was the Fox. Okay. The Fox said, "See you later, out the back door." You did. Okay. Own it. Own it.
I'll see the replay and see if I said it. All right.
No, listen. Can we just own it?
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, you said it. Okay. Anyway,
I didn't say that.
Bombers,
but anyway.
For once in the probably very long time, you think it's the Benji. No, it's not the Benji. It's the Fox that actually said out the back door.
He's lying. I'm an ex-Bomber. I wouldn't have said that. All right, let's move on to the major semi-final.
Well, what are you smiling for?
Because you're stressing me out.
Oh, God, let's go. Let's move on.
Let's go. Major semi-final.
Major semi, this is to host the GF. Not in the lower grades, but in first grade.
Okay, we'll start with, so these teams that come away with the win go straight through to the grand final.
True.
Ladies League Tag, Marsh Brothers beat Tweed Seagulls 10-4.
The score didn't indicate how close that game was. They were hammer for tong. Brothers scored.
Quick pace.
Yeah. Look, Brothers got a young team. Tweed Seagulls, same sort of a good balance in young and some experience. But Brothers came out the victors in that one, and I seen the Brothers players and coaching staff as we were going on the field, and they were happy with the win, but they knew that it was a tough game. So, congratulations to both teams. They played well, and Brothers come away and straight through to the GF, and congratulations to their coaching staff as well. One of the ex-Northern coaching staff.
Beautiful.
Well done to the Morris Brothers Rams.
Yep, move on to the grand final. Tweed Seagulls have another chance. We'll move on to the ladies' tackle, where the Northern United Deerawongs come away with the victory against Balamble Jets, 28-20. And you were the coach, mate?
Yeah, mate.
How'd this one go down?
I'm pretty happy. I know the coach from Balamble. We're pretty old foes from a very long time ago. A part of our lives when we were in Western New South Wales Leaf. Mate, they prepared really well, Balamble, I can guarantee you that, because they jumped out of the blocks really good. They caught us a little bit by surprise in the way that the structures they were playing. We had to really quickly adjust to that. But once we did, we ascended that first half, and I think we were leading at half time. But Balamble jumped straight back on it that first 5-10 minutes into the second half, sorry. But credit to our girls, they just fought and fought and fought. They really wanted that win. They really wanted to try and back up their effort from last year. In the last 4 minutes, we dominated that last 4 minutes of the game, which is pleasing to see, both defensively and in attack. I think there was times in that game, if anyone wants to go back and watch it, just have a look at some of the defensive efforts from both teams. But there were some really big defensive efforts from Northern with Tani Roberts and Jada King. Oh, mate, they were brilliant. And I actually think that game was probably one of the most entertaining games of the day.
Yeah, great win there to Northern.
And they're through to the grand final.
They're through to the grand final.
Well done, girls. Proud of you all.
And Balamble will live to fight another day next week.
Yep.
Let's move on to the under-18s, where the Byron Bay Red Devils come away with a 22-12 victory over the Tweed Coast Raiders.
Mate, that Byron side's a good team.
We've been talking about this Byron side.
I think they've got... do you know what? I know it's difficult. I say this every year. I just hope they can retain some of these kids, because that's when they'll be really competitive. But at the moment, with the fly-in and fly-out boys from the coast, I think that's what the pittering off for their first grade team was, because of consistency.
Yep.
And you know what I'm talking about, because we've had the same thing this year with inconsistency. Blokes train one night a week and then or available this week but not available next week because they're playing Queensland Cup. So disruptive back in the season. But these 18s, that's where it's at for Bay. Like, invest in your young kids. I know it's hard to keep them. They had 3 of their best last year get signed with NRRRL clubs. The way they're going, they're going to have another 2 or 3 go to an NRRRL club at the end of this year. So
they're a good
retention
little side,
is hard.
they? We've been watching them for the last couple of weeks.
I don't know how retention would be hard in Byron, because if I was a kid growing up in Byron, I ain't going anywhere. If I don't, other than an NRL club, why would you leave the Bay? Like, seriously. People say work and all that sort of stuff, but
you used to love the Bay.
If I've got parents in the Bay, they're 99% of the time doing pretty good. Hey, I ain't working. I'm just going to the beach and I'm surfing, I'm having fun, and I'm playing footy for the Bay. Yeah. But I don't know. Something changes by the time they turn 18 over there. Something in the water.
So congratulations to the Byron Bay under-18.
Well done, guys.
Straight through the grand final.
Great stuff.
Tweed Coast live to fight another day. Let's move on to the reserve grade fixture, where the Tweed Seagulls defeated Byron Bay 24-12.
Yeah, the partly first grade Tweed Seagulls.
Very strong.
Mate.
Very strong.
Watch the game.
Watch the game.
I think they're going through. I think they're going through that. I don't know if they're going through an undefeated run.
I think they've lost a game this year.
If so, they've only lost the one. And if that isn't the biggest push for the NRRRL to say you guys are playing first grade next year, nothing is. So, Tweed Seagulls through. Their coach Craig Field, he'll be pretty happy about that. He's pretty animated, probably more animated than I am at times. And the Byron Bay Red Devils live to fight another day, but I'll guarantee you, Balamble better be good, because I'll tell you, the Bay are.
Well, that's going to be a big game, another big game in reserve grade. So, Balamble, can they pull out another win in the reserve grade after 2 tough rounds? Let's see.
Yeah.
The major semi-final in first grade where the Ballina Seagulls come
What about
away
score in this one?
with a 16-14 victory and host the 2024 grand final.
Here's a bit piece of history. I think 8 out of the last 10 or 12 grand finals in the NRRRL have ever been played at Ballina. 8.
Yep.
That's a pretty good record.
I think Jess Perry's been in all of them.
Really?
I think so.
Is he that old now? I'm not. That's a massive achievement if it
I
is
think
right.
he has.
It's a massive achievement if you're right, but it's also credit goes to where credit's due. This kid's kept himself fit. I think he's had a bub. He's gotten married. And I think he's going again.
And I watched him on the weekend. He had
actually
a
went
big
pretty good.
impact in that game.
Yeah,
Like
he was really good.
he set a try up where he went to the line and gave a ball on the inside.
He was pretty good. I actually thought he was really good on the weekend. And they're how can I say this? I think their under strength forward pack dominated the Coogin pack, which is hard to believe, but I really think they did. I think they were really good defensively. But mate, they've got I don't know where he's from. One of the front rows, I think he's from up the coast.
For Ballina.
Yeah, for Ballina. He's
Yeah,
only
I
a
thought
little
he was
bloke. He's
good.
not that. But mate,
He was good.
he went good all
Yeah.
day.
I know who you're talking about. He was good.
He was pretty good.
I didn't catch his name, but he was a workaholic.
Yeah, he was good.
I think they
It wasn't a backs orientated game.
No.
For Coogin, their outside backs did pretty good. I think Donovan, he was really good. But outside of that, I think they had to really grind. It was just such a. I hate saying this about a final series because I know great teams win grand finals on the back of great D. For those people that know what D is, I'm talking about not D head. I'm talking about defense. The biggest thing about that is it sort of got pretty boring. Do you reckon?
I wouldn't say boring,
I did.
just because there wasn't much tries, but I thought it was still exciting.
I just wanted. Yeah, well, you're right. Well, no,
It's just
I
that
don't think
it wasn't a high try scoring game.
It was a forward.
It was a grind.
It was a grind. It was a
a
grind
grind.
game. But I just want to put an apology out there to Mrs. Zeeble, Caleb, and Connor Zeeble's mum. I'm not going to talk them up this week because I talked Caleb up and Connor up to the hilt, and I'm just going to say it. That was probably Caleb's worst game of the season. His hands were terrible.
I think Ballina done their homework too.
Well, they did do their homework, but he made some unordinary errors with the ball. His decision making wasn't what it's been the last 8 weeks. His running game definitely, all bar the last 3 minutes where they put a grubber through and he picked it up on his bootlaces and tried to. He got through, run 20 or 30 metres and then tipped it onto the fullback who decided to go under him instead of over him, and he probably would have scored in the corner. But that being said, Caleb, mate, I'm really sorry, brother. I really am, and I hope I don't put the mocker on you, and I'm not going to tip you this week to have a big one. I think if I did do that, apologies, mate, and hopefully you recuperate, jump on it, and get back on and fix what you need to fix this week, and come out with a game that helps your team get to another grand final.
Yes, so great victory there to Ballina, and they move through to the grand final to be held at Ballina.
Yep. In Ballina again.
Another grand final
8
in Ballina,
from
like
10
you said.
or 12 grand finals at Seagull
At
Stadium.
Seagull Stadium. There you go. That's it.
No, it's not.
Next week's game.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about now, brother.
Yep.
You're losing the plot tonight. You look like a bit tired.
No, I
Did you
mean
have too
that's
much
it
to eat before you come in here,
for
did you?
that's it for the weekend roundup.
Right,
I bet.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good.
I should have been a bit clearer for you, shouldn't I? All right. So the qualifying final this weekend to be held at Coogin is that
Sorry,
we'll
mate.
start from league tag up.
Yeah, we will, mate.
All right. So in the league tag we've got Coogin versus Tweed Seagulls.
Are we tipping?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
tip.
let's just keep doing it, eh?
All right. I'm going to tip Coogin
Coogin.
at home.
Oh, we
Just
called it
because
at
it's
the
at
same
home.
time.
Yeah, at home.
Coogin at Coogin.
With
They'll
its tackle,
hopefully get their first grade to a great start, but anyway.
yeah.
We're
with-
tipping Coogin in the league tag over Tweed Seagulls.
Yep. Ladies tackle, women's tackle. Belamble versus Evans Head.
Belamble by 18.
Yep, I'm going Belamble. I won't give a score. Under 18s, Tweed Coast Raiders versus the Belamble Jets.
I'm saying Belamble. They're on a roll.
I'm going to go Tweed Coast. I'm going to go the upset there.
It'll be good. Between you and me,
It's gonna
I'd
be a
really
good
like to see Tweed Coast Raiders
Get through
work
the
their way
grand
to a
final.
grand final. But they're going to be playing one damn hot side.
Yeah, I agree. Reserve grade, Byron Bay versus Belamble.
Ooh,
Tough game. I'm going to Bay.
I'm actually going to stick with the Bay. I think the Bay have a really good reserve grade team, and I think they're the only team that can potentially compete with Tweed Seagulls.
And the big one, first grade, Coogin versus Belamble.
Yeah, mate. I'm actually going to say Belamble in an upset.
I knew you were going to do that. Well, I'm going to stick with Coogin. I reckon they're going to
You're
bounce
going with
back this
Belamble,
week,
yeah.
though. They were still good against
You're
Ballina.
going with Belamble.
That game last
Caleb and
weekend.
Connor and Mrs. Evil. I'm going to tip Belamble because I know every time I've tipped against you, she's come good. But I'm just going to say this. Belamble look fresh on the weekend, really fresh. They've got a good stock back playing. Their consistency in their game was great. But here's the other thing. On the weekend, Belamble's last 40 minutes was pretty much a training run. Like it literally got to that point at some points in that game. And Coogin, that last 40 minutes against Ballina was tough.
No tries.
It was tough.
Yeah, no tries.
So I think my reasoning for the Belamble tip is freshness. And they've got some. I'll tell you what they have got.
Coogin, I'm sticking
I'll tell you
with
what they have got. Their edges are strong and quick. And Coogin have to really work hard to compete on those edges.
So a big weekend of a qualifying final there, set to go down at Coogin.
Special announcement.
What's
The
your special
Gingy.
announcement?
The Gingy could be joining the mouth from the bloody south in the commentary box. So for those people that love Bar TV, for those people that love rugby league, for those people that love good commentary,
For those people that love the Gingy,
lock into the first grade game this Sunday because the Gingy will keep you entertained.
that's big news.
And Dwayne.
Huge news.
And Dwayne. Sorry, Dwayne.
And that's me, mate. That's the Around the Grounds.
Thank you, big fella.
That's
Great.
it.
That was actually pretty good. I was pretty happy with the way you entertained us with that little segment.
Thanks, mate.
And obviously for us, the Around the Grounds has been really good all year. It was good again tonight. We've no doubt. I can't wait to talk about what's coming up for GF
After
Day.
this week, yeah.
I'm going to be a little bit animated because I've got a team playing in the GF, and I think we can't wait to. We might even be able to. I don't know, Goffmeister. Can we get maybe the captains from each side to Skype in first grade at least, just to have a bit of a chat and talk about their club's build up to the grand final next weekend, and maybe even the captains and the coaches of both teams. Yeah. So there you go, mate. So there you go. Keep that. So the captain and coaches for both the Belamble and
Bardsey, we've been
Coogin
trying to get
teams,
you all year too.
whoever
Bardsey.
gets through, be ready. And the same could be said for the Ballina team. Barnsey, you've got out of it all year,
Yep.
but next week you don't. You have to man up. You have to show up, and so does your captain. Who's their captain?
I don't know who their captain is.
It's not Jesse.
Is it Coleman? Ant Coleman?
I think it is Ant Coleman. He can talk very quietly. So we'll get Ant and we'll get Barnesy to come in. We'll leave that up to Goffey. We'll get them in next week. We'll give you the grand final wrap. And is that our last?
Next
the
week's
second
our
last
last
for the
one.
season?
Oh, we're going to do knockout.
We'll do.
A grand final wrap up.
And the knockouts. Okay, there you go. So we do one more episode post next week. So that's two more episodes of the Gingy and Foxy NRRRL wrap for season 2024. Followed up also by a knockout wrap.
Special knockout
Special
edition.
knockout edition. So there you go. Oh, God, that was a mouthful.
Beautiful.
Okay, we're going to move right along now. We're going to go to
Your favourite.
Controversy Corner. welcome back. Here you go.
Welcome back.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Les, we've got a little bit to talk about tonight. Oh, well, two things in controversy.
This is
corner.
your bit. I just.
But I like to engage my counterpart in the conversation.
You try to drag
reluctantly,
me
as
into it.
you sometimes try and pass the buck. This time, it's not all about you. It's all about what we're talking about. First things first, and this is it. Well, I didn't think it was controversy until I read it down, and then I actually had to make a phone call tonight because there's some interesting backstories to what I'm going to talk to. And what I want to talk about is who will be the match officials refereeing the first grade grand final for the NRRRL. And we're not going to, I want to have a serious conversation about this, for the NRRRL first grade grand final this year in Ballina. So based on that, realistically, the way that the final series has worked, Les, 2 weeks ago in the elimination final, you had Josh Gollan do one game, Josh Gollan do the Sunday game, and Tim Booth do the Saturday game. Both those officials apparently were assessed. Then we went into this weekend's game, and then it was I think on Sunday, Saturday, I'm pretty sure it was Tim Booth, or am I right? Jack. So Jack got the head up on the Saturday. And I talked about it, he got the head up on the Saturday elimination final down at Evans Head, and Josh Gollan got the major final. Now, here's the controversy. Usually, and I say usually, not all the time, the referee that gets the major, Sammy, depending on how it's assessed, is the person that usually gets the grand final. Is that right, Goffy? Yep. Okay. But here's the controversy. From what I'm hearing, the 3 referees being young Jack, Tim Booth, and Josh Gollan, all had to be assessed over the final series with a determining fact of how, I'm not quite sure what the assessment, so don't ask me that, whether it was based on a point system, whether it was based on whatever. I don't know because I've got my own issues with some of that. But from that, they have to come up with one person out of those 3 that'll referee basically the first grade grand final. Then the other 2 that don't will either referee the reserve grade grand final and the 18s. Is that right, Goffy? That's right, yep.
So who gets?
They will be the 3 people officiating the 3 major games. Actually, I should say 4, because the other factor that needs to be played in this is the ladies' tackle. I'm not being disrespectful to league tag, but you guys will get whoever's next available. And what are you laughing at?
Nothing.
That's what happens.
Yes, keep going.
So, you're laughing again.
I have a question.
Ask.
So,
Yes.
who gets this weekend's game, the qualifying final? So it should be. So most likely. So would it be most likely the ref that's going to ref the grand final will ref this weekend?
Is that right? Okay, but is that since that new point system or that new system that's in play, assessment system being put in play? Is that just based off how it's gone years gone by? Well, I'm just going to.
So it could be different.
Here's the controversy. That ain't how it's going to work, apparently. Now, I'm not hearing that, and I want to be really clear. I'm not hearing that from the NRRRL board. I'm not hearing that from the referees because they wouldn't be able to talk about it. It's just the goss. It's the Goffy's goss.
It's the Gingy's goss.
Well, it's the Gingy's goss. I'll own this one. So apparently that's how it's being assessed, and so maybe it may not be, is what I'm saying, necessarily be the person that referees the first grade game.
So somebody could just get arrested this weekend and say
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Someone could get arrested and they're refereeing the first grade, and they could be doing a line.
Oh.
Or they could be doing reserve grade.
We'll have to wait and see.
They could be doing the reserve grade game, but then be the following week do the first grade grand final. I don't know. But that's how it's all going to play out. So why would you ask, is this controversial? Anything to do with match officials is controversial as far as I'm concerned. So, but in saying that, I mean, I think people in the viewing audience really would like to know how a referee in this competition, in first grade particularly, gets the opportunity to referee a first grade grand final.
And you
So
don't know.
that's we've just gone through that. It's going to probably
So
create
is
a bit
that-
of conjecture.
So did you know that, or that's just what?
Did I know
This is what you've heard. That's how it goes.
That's how. Oh, well, apparently there's a new system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We've got guys from the NRRL who work for the NRRL who are assessing our referees,
Oh, yeah.
and I think this year it's much fairer, much easier because they're not involved with the referees.
So, and I do hear that. So, for those people in the viewing audience, the mouth behind the camera has just informed us that all of our referees in this competition and their games get sent to the NRL.
No. I get it assessed by people who work for the NRRL. He's worked for the NRL. Peter Donnelly and them guys are looking at.
What's the difference in what I just said?
Well, you said they've been sent to the NRL.
They're not sent to they've been assessed by the NRL, is what
Yeah.
he said.
How did he get assessed?
Well, they
You watch the footage,
They watch the footy on bar.
and how does the footage get down there? You send it. Sorry, Goff.
He's having a go at you again, Goff.
Oh, 1-0 to the Gingy. Okay, I'm going to wear that. Sorry, wait, hang on. This is our. Yes, you are the media manager, but this is our show.
I was going to say to you, the idea is it's a much fairer situation where they're getting guidance from guys with experience
Oh, yeah.
and they're getting.
So what you're trying to say is there's not enough guys with experience in this competition to provide that.
What I'm saying is, with Mark Harrison and them,
Oh no, that's the biggest. Sorry.
go this way, and I think it's a much fairer way than having just a normal referee, appointed referee who's actually friends with the referee.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Well, maybe the good thing out of this is that the appointment for the person that's refereeing the first grade game is an appointment from no one from the NRRRL and no one. So
It'll be a totally neutral.
put it to New South Wales Rugby League. Da 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 da.
Yeah. So the idea is Mark Harrison and them have decided to go with this, which is credit to them, mate. They've gone out on the limb. No other groups doing it.
Here's a bit of controversy. Les has got to take a McFlurry home. I just seen his text messages. Make sure you get a McFlurry on your way home.
You're the worst.
Oh, well, he's probably going to tell me to get McFlucked.
Okay, let's move
Sorry,
on.
we can beep that out, Goffy. No, there wasn't. I didn't. Not any bit of it.
Can we move
Okay,
on?
the next thing. Now, this is pretty quickly. I'm just going to take. So I made an announcement last podcast, or maybe 3 podcasts ago, about what we're morphing to into the Rugby League Northern Rivers. I've been put in my place, and thankfully by someone that knows what they're talking about, and I didn't. So, for the viewing audience, why is it in Controversy Corner? Because it's unearthed the controversy that I probably created. So, here it is. Live, heard, second time on the Gingy and Foxy NRRRL Wrap. The way that things are going to pan out with the Rugby League Northern Rivers is there will be two people selected from Group 18 to be on the the Rugby League Northern Rivers board. They will be followed by 2 people, 2 from the Group 1 contingent teams. Then there will be 3 people voted on from the clubs, all clubs participating in the NRRRL competition as it stands. So 3 people will be voted from the floor. So what I would suggest to the people in Clubland is start to have discussions about the people you think would be good value on such a board called the Rugby League Northern Rivers. They will formulate Rugby League Northern Rivers. Underneath that, the management committee that will run the competition, being the NRRRL, will be a match committee called the NRRRL. The chairman will not participate. There will be no chairman for that committee, but there will be a secretary, a treasurer, and a registrar, a part of the NRRRL match
Administration.
and they will purely take care of the administrating of the competition. They will feed up to Rugby League Northern Rivers, who sits under New South Wales Rugby League.
There we go.
So there you go. For those people that are confused, if you weren't confused last week, I bet you're bloody confused now, because it took me a little bit to work that out, but that's the way it sits. So 2 from the Group 18 will be selected. 2 from Group 1 will be selected. 3 from the floor of all clubs. not 3 from each club, 3 across all clubs, will formulate a board of 2, 4, 7 for Rugby League Northern Rivers, who will then drop down for the administrating of the game to the NRRRL Match Committee, or whatever you want to call it, which will be the administrative arm of the competition.
Well done.
So there you go.
You got through
That's
well
how. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's so. Unless you've got anything else, that is Controversy Corner.
Good job.
There you go.
Let's move into
now the next segment of this wonderful podcast. We're going to move into Les's favourite segment.
This is your
The
favourite.
whatevs.
You made it up.
We are now moving through to whatevs. Welcome back to the whatevs. Here we go. Okay, let's just jump straight
Scared
in.
me when you say that.
Here we go. My whatevs moment.
Yep, you got the
I'm
first
hearing
one.
there's a couple. First and foremost, coaching movements.
Yep,
We're hearing a lot of rumours.
already.
Yeah.
What have
that
you got?
coaches are either moving on from the current clubs they coach, either stepping aside and not coaching at all, or taking other coaching roles within the club.
Already.
This is already happening.
Wow.
I'm hearing big whispers straight out of the Gossie's Goss corner that there are movements locally in our competition, both in the Group 1 and Group 18 clubs. I'm also hearing a very big rumour that one of the current coaches that are currently involved in the Saturday game could be moving on from their club at the end of either this weekend or post the grand final to another club in their end of the competition. Headhunted is what I'm hearing the word is called.
There you go.
To take over a first grade coaching role at
You do have all
another
of
club.
the goss, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's the rumours. I'm hearing movements.
I find that a little early.
Well, I can tell you now there's another movement.
Yeah.
I'm hearing, hot off the press, that there's been already decisions made at a club that has been playing in the final series around their coaching staff that will change directly after the grand final.
Oh, there you go.
So everyone in rugby league land, Northern Rivers, is probably thinking about who's he talking about, what's he talking about. But I can tell you right now, everything that I've mentioned tonight, mark my word, guaranteed come start of the next season, the first podcast we do, I'm going to go this to the viewing audience. Told you. Told you. The first thing on next year's whatevs segment of the Gingy and Foxy and NRRRL podcast will be the coaching movements, and I'll say I was right and I was right again.
There you go.
If I don't, I'm going to come back and say I've had a goffy.
You've had a goffy moment
I've
if
had
you're
a
wrong.
goffy moment. So locally, and I'm talking really locally.
All right, well, I'm interested to see.
I'm talking really locally that there is coaching movements going on hot off the press. Locally, and I'm going to say it one more time, locally, and also from current existing clubs that have taken part in this year's final series.
All right.
Even coaches that are currently existing in the final series, there will be coaching movements.
There you go.
So there you go. Watch this space.
Watch this space.
Watch
you
this
reckon, eh?
space. The magic fingers are going from behind the screen over there with Goffy, and I think I've picked him up, and he's sitting over there going,
He's waiting for you.
Tell
to
me
get,
who it is.
He's waiting for you to get something wrong.
Okay, and he is, and he's going to get rudely shocked because I'm actually on the money.
All right, my
we're going to
whatevs.
go. Putting it over to you. What are we talking
My
about now?
whatevs, Benji. I want to get your opinion on who you think will be this year's NRRRL Player of the Year for first grade.
Caleb Zeeble.
Caleb Zeeble, without a doubt.
You know what they're doing this year? I'm going. I will see everybody at the NRRRL presentation Friday night. $65 or whatever it is dollars entry. Oh, as much food and grog you can eat and drink, and I will make sure the NRRRL. Gingy has waited 6 long months to celebrate this year, and I will make sure that I drink every drop of that supposed free alcohol. So, freshly on.
Say $65 to a maximum of 7 beers.
No, it's not.
Foxy and Goffy get the rest.
Okay, let's just say that there is no maximum amount of beers. Okay, there is a start time and a finish time, and when the finish time is finished, I will be absolutely sloshed. So I can't wait to see everyone out there. When you come to the NRRRL, for those people that are coming from Clubland or whatever, come up, have a chat, tell me some of the stories, tell me some of the things that you want to raise on the podcast. I'm open, and the best thing about that, the more alcohol I have, the better the stories will become. So I will definitely bring it back, but come and talk to me, come and let me know. Goffy, are we there live by any chance?
We haven't been invited. Ask Mark Harris.
Okay, so if we can get an invite out to MGM, it'd be a nice thing to talk, like to
Live
really
podcast at the presentation.
broadcast. Yeah, sorry?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Live podcast
Would
at
you
the
come?
presentation. Yeah, if we did a podcast.
Oh, there you go. So I'll leave that in your hands, Goffy. We've got 3 days to fix it. 2 days, because tomorrow's Thursday.
I think we're all in agreement there that
So
Caleb Zeeble.
what was your prediction?
Caleb Zeeble.
Caleb Zeeble? Caleb,
Zeeble.
the way they're doing, just so you know too, that the NRRRL, first time in the history of the NRRRL, are doing a countdown. Round by round, apparently.
Oh.
No, I've done that a couple of years ago. Richard Knight,
Oh, well, why burst my bubble, okay?
he fucked it up.
Oh, jeez. Look, okay, for the viewing audience, this year, NRRRL presentation night, first grade player of the year will be a countdown.
Beautiful. And I'm going to ask you, in the women's tackle comp,
Yes.
is there a player of the year for
Yeah,
that?
there will be.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your predictions there?
Oh, okay, so Goffy's got Kari Williams. She's actually been announced as the regional player of the year.
Which is a
regional
voting-
rugby league. That's a
A
big.
voting system, is
Yeah.
it? Yep.
Yeah. So that was done through the Telegraph. So she was announced last Wednesday. Kari Williams, by the way, congratulations. Massive
Kari.
congratulations, and a big shout out to you for all your efforts. But Kari Williams from Northern United Rugby League Club, 5'8", has been announced as the state's regional player of the year, regional tackle player of the year. So well done, Kari.
Well done.
Great achievement.
Good stuff, Carrie.
Goffy's tipping Kari to be the NRRRL player of the year. Is that right, Goffy? I'm going to go off the limb.
Me too. I'm going to go
I-
Jada King.
I'm going Jada King. I think
Try scoring
it'll be
machine.
really close, and I think they're doing a countdown, similar thing. She definitely will be the try scorer, point scorer. I can guarantee you that. But I think she could potentially just pip her renowned teammate Kari at the post
It's going to be a close.
this weekend
It's going to be close.
on Friday night. I'll definitely be coming back next week and making the announcements of all the awards as well. We'll do that, you reckon? Yeah,
Yep,
we'll
we'll do
announce
that.
the player of the year and all the other bits. So, yeah, so that's it. So, any other grades?
That was
Rookie of the year. Who's your rookie of the year?
rookie of the year.
I've got one,
Who have you got?
and I don't know if he's eligible, but if he's not, he should win it hands down.
Yeah, who you got?
Jaquan Roberts Welsh.
He's had a big year.
He's
hasn't
played. I'll tell you why. He's played all bar 16 games this year of round footy. He played 15.
he? 15.
Not. Yep.
15 games of first grade.
And he's 17.
15 games of first
15
grade.
first grade games.
Wow.
For a 17-year-old. 17 this year, 15 first grade games, scored a mountain of tries, and
And played full games of
and
18s.
played full games of 18s that day before backing up. The only time he didn't do it is when there was no under 18s game that week. So, big effort. I know if he doesn't get named, I'll tell you what, whoever wins it over top of him would be a bloody good player, but I'll tell you what, he'd be my tip. He's the closest thing I've seen to Josh Addo-Carr in Josh Addo-Carr time.
What about me?
No, it's too slow. You're snail roll. So let's move on. I want to talk about that silly season, Les.
Silly season.
It's already started.
You've already said that.
No, that's in the coaching.
Oh, what's going on here? Silly season.
Player movements in clubs.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Even player movements?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
You've
I'll
been
tell you,
busy with all this gosh you got.
Well, I don't care. You can shoot me down if you want, but it's true. Here we go. Clubs. I'm just going to say it like this. Clubs on the loose. Casinos out there trying to recruit for next year. I think they've had a good year this year. They're now looking to improve, and they're gone on the recruitment. And I'm hearing big name recruitment.
Yeah, right.
Some blokes that have just finished playing NRL. Still young. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing some movement from Evans Head to Casino from a number of players.
Evans Head to Casino.
Evans Head to Casino. And I'm not talking players that you're thinking about. I'm talking about other players that people wouldn't even think about. So there's apparent rumours going around that there's movement in that space. Coming off the hot sauce too. It's not a rumour made up from Goffy.
It's not a Goffy goss.
No, it's not a Goffy's goss. Hot off the press. The other team that's on the lookout again, and I know they've sort of did it last year, but they're on the lookout again, is Kyogle.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if I was any player in the competition that are of those levels, and I know some players, I'm just going to state the obvious, some players chase coin. Sometimes chasing money doesn't really pay itself off, because if you're not happy and you've been told something that is going to be happening that doesn't happen, and you go to that club and you have, that could be one of the longest years of your playing career. So my only word of advice, and I say this as a person that's involved in coaching football and recruitment, don't bite off more than you can chew, players. Think about happiness. Think about where you like to be, and think about what you want out of your footy. Sometimes money doesn't answer all of your problems.
There's nothing like winning a grand final.
Well, that's it.
You.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'll give any amount of money away to win a grand final. And that's just me.
That's me too.
As a coach, and people are probably going to be shocked at what they're going to hear, but you know this is fact. I would be the only coach, Nelly, in the competition that hasn't been paid. But you know what? I don't do it for the money. And that's being honest. Mate, I do it because I'd love to win a grand final. So if you want to come and win a grand final, you want to try and win a grand final, come to Northern. We'll take anyone and everyone. Caleb, ring me straight after you, whatever. Zeeble I'm talking about. We're good. Me and him, mate, me and Caleb, we've got seriously, our relationship has blossomed. His mum loves me. Well, mate, I'll tell you what, his mum and me, she had the best yarn with me when we played at Northern this year. She even helped us pack. I'll tell you what, she's a brilliant woman, footy crazy. She helped me pack the ground up, like after the game. She was the last one to leave from the Coogee. Oh, mate, she was brilliant. I love that lady. Mrs. Eva, mate, come to my place for dinner and do anything. I think you're beautiful, lovely lady. But yeah, so player movements. I'm hearing going back. What are you laughing at, big fella? So I'm hearing locally there's player movements. And you know when I say locally, you know what I'm talking about. Locally there's player movements, both in and out. I love this time of the season.
I can't believe it's starting already.
Well, no, it has, mate. I'll tell you the other reason I know it's happened is, see this.
I go to uni for 1 week and all this is happening.
You know how I know it's happened? See this. Oh, better take that off. See this.
Dolphins.
Finny's baby. Ooh. See that? This phone hasn't stopped since last week. It's ballistic. I've turned it off. I've got it on silent. Because that phone from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night goes, hey, Benji, Dada, can we have a chat?
Ting,
yeah, look, that's great.
ting.
But if you want to chat with me, here's the tip. When you ring me and you want to chat, you want to talk footy, unless you're coming for the right reasons, you're willing to work hard, train hard, and try and win a premiership, don't ring me. Okay, because that's all I'm looking for. But anyway.
Beautiful.
But there you go.
Let's go. Player movements already.
Player movements, eh? There you go.
Oh.
Jeez, I love it. I love this time of year. Between knockout yarns and player movements, this is the
honestly
best time
can't
of the
believe
season.
that you're telling me about player movements already.
But I know. You know what? I couldn't wait to get here tonight. I could not wait to get here to have the conversation with you. And when I mentioned it to you, you was just like,
Can't be happening already.
It's happening. Okay, so I love this time of the year. That's the funniest time of the year because you can also burst other people's bubbles. You know when people come in and go, oh, mate, you'd love to come, love to be at your club, and they do this to you. Make me an offer. Here's my offer. Go somewhere else. Anyway, that's it for me. That's the whatevs. Unless you've got anything else, Goffy?
No, that's all I wanted.
You've got any goss about the local stuff happening, Goffy?
Last time I opened my mouth, I got shot.
Keep it closed.
You could be close to on the money. Anyway, I won't go there.
Shout outs, mate. You got any
Shout
shout
outs.
outs?
Big shout out to Kyla Ray, my niece. Love you. I hear on Sunday that you had a very tough time down at the game in Ballina. Your mood swings went from high as a kite to low as a snake, and you just wanted to go home. It was hot. You were bothered. You wanted. Sorry, my niece. I really apologise. If you would have asked me earlier, you could have jumped in with me and come home because I left straight after the ladies tackle game, and I was happily home and could have rang me up or could have picked you up. But anyway, big shout out to my niece, Kyle. I love you.
Beautiful.
I got a big shout out to my
Goffy's got a shout out.
Northern United girls and tackle who are in the grand final.
Goffy's got a shout out to the Northern United tackle girls into the grand final.
Yep. Looking to go what?
Looking to go back to back.
They look great with my MGM across them.
Yep. There you go. There's nothing like having an MGM across your ass. Is what I'm saying. It's splattered all over Northern Shorts. Have a look at them. Thank you for your sponsorship too, Goffy. Next year, I haven't told you yet, but your sponsorship's just gone up too because we've had an increase.
That's it.
That's it. So, any other shout-outs?
I got none.
None. You got nothing.
I got no shout outs.
Flurry, you got a boy.
I've got to get
hang
out
on.
of here. Go
Don't
buy
forget,
McFlurry.
Matty, big shout out to Matty. Your McFlurry is on its way. It's like Uber Eats. It's Foxy Eats.
Ah, the big
So,
flurry run.
for those people that want to know, if you are looking for pickup or delivery, just call. Call. Give me the phone back.
And that, my friends, is a wrap.